So I do think that there's something to like the trauma piece of it as well. And that could definitely affect the gut brain axis.
Yeah, I think I kind of think of it as being wired. Your brain starts to become wired a certain way if you've had
Mhm.
trauma like from early on. And if you're wired to be more in a fight or flight state too, I mean, from early on, I just think that's going to affect your physiology in profound ways.
Yeah,
Um, and again, I don't think we totally understand exactly how trauma is stored in
not
the
no.
body completely, but I
Mhm.
agree with you. Like, I do think that there's a lot of stored trauma that's never been addressed or worked on. And so
Mhm.
these if there's some trauma in your past that you've never worked through, finding modalities that seem to help and trying a couple things might be a good place to start.
Yeah.
um, Even something simple too that could help sort of with the rewiring of the brain, like even like meditation
Mhm.
too. It might not totally unpack like all the trauma or things like that, but to rewire the brain in a certain way,
Yeah.
um, could be helpful.
Yeah. And I think I'll make a note of this. I oftentimes will recommend some sort of meditative practice. And I have a lot of patients who say, oh, I can't meditate. I tried and I sucked at it. I can't focus. And, they kind of write it off. And I always tell people, if you're one of the people who say, I can't do meditation because I suck at it and I can't focus, you are the type of person who needs it the most.
Right.
So, like, that's diagnostic. And the point
Mhm.
is, everybody sucks at it to begin with, and then you gradually get better. But if you're one of those people, a good stepping stone might be maybe you do like a guided meditation or yoga nidra, or you have like an audio telling you to relax your pinky finger, relax your wrist, relax your whatever, and kind of give you something to focus on and still relax. Or like if you could give yourself a visual, like if I tried to meditate here in my stupid office, like no, my brain would be like, oh, what? Butterfly?
Yeah.
But yesterday I took a walk and I ended up at a pond and I just sat in front of the pond for a good 30 minutes and then I walked back to my office and I was able to just sit quietly with my thoughts and I had some really great like thoughts and epiphanies on stuff in my life come up and it was very meditative, but I wasn't forcing it. It's like just look at something pretty. I was looking at the fall foliage at a pond. That's it. So that might be a happy medium too.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Usually, if someone is struggling with doing any sort of like meditation or breath work or um, anything like that, I would think that they probably need it the most, just
Yeah.
as you're saying.
And I
And I
speak from experience on that front.
Right. And I do too. I mean, I think with me, I definitely feel like brain gut axis was a big part of my particular case.
Yeah.
Things that helped me, I think doing curcumin and resveratrol, I noticed pretty significant changes in mood and cognition.
Hmm.
Um, and this was kind of in the thick of my gut stuff. Like I'd probably say a 50 to 60% reduction in mood and 50 to 60% reduction in things like depression that I was
Pretty
experiencing.
good.
Yeah, and then I would say probably cognitively I was much clearer with less brain fog
Yeah.
by similar amount of improvement.
Hmm.
So I mean, that's pretty big. And I remember it being really helpful because I was in school at the time. But I think there was a lot of inflammation
Yeah.
going on for my particular case. And so doing brain gut axis strategies really helped me. And I definitely think working with individuals who have had like either physical traumas with concussions or, have runaway inflammation in their brain, those sorts of strategies can help a lot.